within the heart of an ancient rainforest where sunlight barely touched the forest floor and mist drifted endlessly between towering trees. A devoted mother owl guarded the most precious treasure of her life. High inside a hollow tree, hidden from the dangers below, 3 tiny owl chicks waited safely inside their nest. They were young, fragile, and completely dependent on their mother. Every night she hunted through the darkness. Every dawn she returned home, and every day her chicks grew a little stronger. To the outside world, it seemed like just another peaceful family in the rainforest. But fate had already begun writing a different story, a story of courage, sacrifice, and survival. Night after night, the mother owl glided silently through the rainforest. Her sharp eyes searched for insects, small rodents, and anything she could bring back to her growing chicks. The chicks greeted her with excited chirps whenever she returned. Their tiny wings fluttered eagerly. Their bright eyes followed her every movement. Patiently, she fed each chick one by one. No matter how tired she was, no matter how far she had traveled, the chicks depended on her, and she never failed them. Weeks passed. The nest became filled with life. The chicks grew larger, stronger, more curious about the world beyond their hollow tree. For a brief moment, everything felt perfect. As the rainy season continued, the young owls became adventurous. They peeked outside the nest. They watched colorful birds fly through the canopy. They listened to distant monkey calls echoing across the forest. Sometimes they stretched their wings, practicing for the day they would finally fly. The mother owl watched proudly. Her family was thriving. The future seemed bright. Every sacrifice she had made was worth it. As the days passed, life inside the hollow tree followed a familiar rhythm. Each evening, the mother owl prepared to leave the nest. Before flying into the darkness, she carefully checked on each of her chicks. Sometimes she gently touched them with her beak. Sometimes she stood quietly beside them, watching over them for a few extra moments. The chicks had no idea how dangerous the rainforest truly was. To them, the world was filled with wonder. They watched butterflies drift through beams of sunlight. They listened to distant waterfalls hidden deep within the jungle. They laughed and chirped whenever colorful birds landed on nearby branches. Every day brought a new discovery. Every day brought a new adventure. Meanwhile, the mother owl remained constantly alert. The rainforest was beautiful, but it was also unforgiving. Predators lurked everywhere. Wild cats moved silently through the undergrowth. Large snakes hid among tangled roots. Birds of prey circled above the canopy. Danger could appear at any moment. Yet the mother owl never allowed fear to control her. Her responsibility was simple: protect her family, no matter the cost. As the rainy season intensified, powerful storms swept across the forest. Heavy rain hammered the trees. Strong winds bent entire branches. Lightning flashed across the distant sky. During those long nights, the mother owl often spread her wings over the chicks, shielding them from the cold and rain. The chicks slept safely beneath her feathers, warm, comfortable, protected. The storms eventually passed, but each challenge reminded the owl how fragile life could be. She knew survival was never guaranteed. Every sunrise was a gift. Every successful hunt was a blessing. And every day her chicks remained safe felt like a victory. Far below the nest, hidden beneath layers of roots and fallen leaves, countless creatures carried on with their own struggle for survival. Some hunted, some hid, some searched endlessly for food. The rainforest was a world where every animal faced challenges, a world where strength alone did not guarantee survival. Patience mattered, awareness mattered, and sometimes a single decision could mean the difference between life and death. Unaware of the danger that was slowly approaching, the young owls continued growing stronger. Their feathers became thicker, their wings became more powerful. Soon they would be ready to leave the nest and explore the rainforest for themselves. Mother Owl watched them proudly. Everything she had worked for was finally beginning to show. Her family was healthy, Her chicks were thriving, and for a brief moment, it seemed as though the future held nothing but promise. But deep within the rainforest shadows, another pair of eyes had already noticed the hollow tree. Another creature had already begun watching, waiting, studying, patiently preparing for the perfect opportunity. The peaceful days would not last forever. Far beneath the trees, hidden among roots and shadows, a giant python slowly emerged from the darkness. Its scales shimmered beneath the rain. Its muscular body stretched across the forest floor. Its tongue flicked through the air, searching, sensing, hunting. The python was enormous, one of the largest predators in the rainforest. Patient, silent, deadly. For days it explored the jungle, watching, waiting, searching for an opportunity, and eventually it found one, high above, a hollow tree, a nest full of helpless chicks. The giant python began returning to the area, again and again and again. Each visit brought it closer. The owl sensed something unusual. Sometimes she paused during hunting trips. Sometimes she looked toward the forest below. A strange feeling lingered inside her, but she couldn't see the danger hidden beneath the leaves. Meanwhile, the chicks remained unaware, safe inside their nest, laughing, playing, dreaming of the future, not knowing a predator had already chosen them as its next meal. One evening, the rainforest became unusually quiet. The wind slowed, the birds stopped singing, even the insects seemed silent. The mother owl left to hunt. The chicks waited patiently. Below the tree, the giant python emerged once more. This time it wasn't exploring. This time it had made a decision. Slowly, the enormous snake approached the trunk. Its powerful muscles tightened. Its eyes focused upward. The hunt had begun. The python wrapped itself around the massive tree. Its scales gripped the bark. Slowly, patiently, it began climbing, higher, higher, and higher. Rainwater dripped from its body. Branches trembled beneath its weight. Yet the chicks heard nothing. The predator moved with terrifying silence, closer to the nest, closer to its helpless prey. Only a few feet remained. As darkness spread across the rainforest, the mother owl returned. She carried food for her chicks, but something immediately felt wrong. The forest was too quiet, too still. Then she saw it, a massive shape moving along the tree, a giant python, only moments away from reaching the nest. The food slipped from her claws. Her heart raced. The predator had arrived, and her chicks were directly in its path. Without hesitation, the mother owl launched herself toward the snake. The giant python raised its head, its jaws opened, its tongue flicked aggressively, but the owl didn't stop. She struck the python's face with her talons, again and again and again. The snake recoiled, surprised by the sudden attack. The chicks cried in terror. Rain poured through the canopy. The forest erupted into chaos. Yet the owl continued fighting, knowing retreat meant losing everything. The size difference was overwhelming. The python was many times larger, many times stronger. One mistake could mean death. The snake lunged repeatedly. Its jaws snapped through the air. The owl dodged by inches. She attacked its eyes, its head, its neck. Every strike carried a single message. Stay away from my children. The battle raged among the branches. Neither animal willing to surrender, neither willing to back down. Eventually, the python landed a powerful strike. Its massive body slammed into the owl. She crashed into nearby branches, feathers scattered through the rain. For a moment, everything became silent. The owl struggled to stand. Her wings trembled. Her body ached. The chicks cried helplessly from the nest. The python resumed climbing, slowly approaching its target. The odds were impossible. The battle seemed lost. But a mother's love can create extraordinary strength. With every ounce of energy remaining, the owl launched herself back into the fight. She attacked harder than ever before, talons striking repeatedly, wings beating furiously. The python never expected such determination. The sudden assault disrupted its balance. A powerful gust of wind swept through the rainforest. The tree swayed violently. Branches shook. The python struggled to maintain its grip. For the first time, the predator hesitated. The risk was becoming too great. The reward no longer seemed worth the danger. And then, the giant snake finally turned away, slowly descending the tree. Defeated, the owl watched until the python disappeared into the darkness. Only then did she return to the nest. Exhausted, injured, barely able to fly. The chicks immediately gathered around her, safe, warm, alive. The danger had passed. The family had survived, because one mother refused to give up. As dawn arrived, golden sunlight broke through the rainforest canopy. The storm was over. The forest slowly came back to life. Birds sang once more. Leaves sparkled with fresh rain. Inside the hollow tree, the owl rested beside her chicks. They snuggled beneath her wings, protected, loved, safe. Most creatures would never know what happened that night. They would never know how close the chicks came to losing everything. And they would never know the courage hidden inside a single mother owl. Because true strength isn't measured by size. It isn't measured by power. Sometimes the greatest heroes are the ones willing to risk everything for those they love. And sometimes, a mother's courage is powerful enough to defeat even a giant python.